Alright, welcome everybody. This is going to be a little review of the game Myastere. Or Myastere. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I do know what the game's about because I've played it. So first, I will start off by saying that initially I did not enjoy this game. I actually just almost hated it. I wanted to drop it after the first 5 minutes. But I gave it a chance, and after about an hour, it did feel a lot less ugh to me, and it felt decent. So I'm glad that I gave it more of a chance, because I just felt like I burned my 20 bucks. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's talk about the movement for a second here. Movement in the game felt very clunky to me, and the nature of using the wire for traversal, I guess I suppose that's why it felt kind of clunky, and it took a very long time to get used to that grappling system. Although it was kind of creative and stuff, I'm not sure I was too much of a fan, just because it was a little difficult to navigate around, and even after getting used to it for a while, I would still randomly miss a grapple point or fling myself in a direction I did not intend, and this would cause me several deaths along the way in this game. And you can level up by defeating enemies, which does increase your max health, and you can find various upgrades by activating runes that increase other stats such as gun damage and stamina. Combat-wise, you utilize a gun and wire and some bombs to fight. You can shoot enemies, you can bomb them, or if you get behind them, you can actually hook onto them and deal some damage with the wire. I did find the game initially was fairly difficult in terms of especially some of the bosses, and then it did get easier. However, I felt the difficulty was kind of all over the place. I would fight some boss that took forever, then I fight one that I got first try. It went down stupid quick. I don't know, it could have been the order that I fought them in. The game also implements a stamina bar that does refill fairly quickly on its own, and it is used up by certain abilities such as bombs and sliding. This did cause me some issues if you tried to double jump too much in a row or something like that and then didn't realize you were out of stamina. I'm not too big of a fan of that stamina bar. It didn't seem to really do too much. It was just annoying at times. And there are a variety of bullet types and bomb types as well that you can utilize, and I did find myself using the base ones most of the time. There is a rotation system for selecting them that I was not too big of a fan of, because if you cycled through, you could only go into one direction. If you missed it, you had to fully cycle through again. And also, if you had 0 bullets or bombs available to use, it would still stay in that rotation. So you would sometimes rotate to it and, well, try to use the attack, and nothing. Enemies did respawn very, very quickly. You didn't even have to transition into a new screen or new area for them to respawn, and I felt at times that they respawned a little too quick. I would have liked the distance to be slightly further out, and sometimes it did shock me how just quick it's like, oh, they're back already. Graphically, it did have a decent art style. However, you could tell that the enemies some of them seemed very out of place and didn't blend in with the aesthetic, and they kind of looked a little pasted over the background. Map system did have some flaws to it as well. While you could display the full map by pausing the game, there was no way to set markers or even tell what was a dead end and what wasn't. It was just some area you needed to explore. And this was a bit frustrating, as when you got lost trying to figure out where to go next, sometimes you would go to a spot in the map that clearly looked like it was a pathway somewhere else, and it just wasn't. There are collectibles in this game. You can collect coins and notes that are hidden through the levels, but this map system did not help at all, making this easier to find them, and it would have been hard to try to find and track all of them. The game did have a decent soundtrack, in my opinion, and the translation, well, the translation, very poor. Translating into English, it did leave some rather humorous dialogue at times. Potions, which you picked up a ton of, called portions, and things of that nature, just scattered throughout the dialogue. Overall, the game was not that long to beat. Kind of falls in the 5 to 10 hour range. It took me about 7-ish hours of game time. And like I said, it was not the worst of games like I felt it was when I first started out. It did feel a lot better to me later on. All in all, it was an alright experience. Not sure it's worth paying the full $20 price tag. And outside of the hook mechanic wire system, nothing really spectacular out of the ordinary. Comments below if this looks like something you would like to pick up, if you feel like playing it, if you have played it. Suggest other games down below as well. Like and subscribe if you would. Alright, and with that being said, everybody have a good night, good morning, enjoy your games. Thanks for watching. See ya, everybody.